Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Explosive plays. That's a catchphrase for coaches all over the country, and both of these teams are certainly capable of getting them in bunches. They love to throw the football down the field, so you better buckle up. And the secondaries better buckle those chin straps. They're in for a long day. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for checking out the pregame show. NCAA college football action coming right at you. Brad and Kirk on the call. David and I are back at halftime.
Before we head down to the field for the coin toss, we'd like to remind you this game is brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coke tastes, 0 calories. Enjoy everything.
that? You like that?
Campbell is lined up to kick this one off, and you can feel the thunder in the crowd as they await the start of this game. Sends it sailing downfield. He makes it out to maybe the 20-yard line. So here comes the offense taking the field for the first time today. Got a man, watch out here. He's pushed out of bounds right around the 28-yard line.
You can tell he's got a lot of faith in his wide receivers. Even when he's a little bit off target, they can pull it in and make something happen.
From their own 28-yard line. Second down. And down he goes at the 29-yard line. Steps out of bounds at the 31. Short gain, but it's good for the first down.
Sometimes the short throws are just as effective as the long ones. About 80% of the time, the team with the most first downs wins the game.
From their own 31-yard line. First down. He makes it out to maybe the 33-yard line. Short pass, middle of the field. Tackle made at about the 39-yard line.
6 yards. That'll bring up 32.
From their own 39-yard line. It's third down. Fires to his receiver, first down. And they make the stop around the 48-yard line.
That was a really nice play on the ball by the receiver for a substantial gain and a first down.
First and 10. Ball on the 48. Got him on the screenplay. He's at the 30, to the 20, the 10, and he scores. Touchdown. He splits the uprights with the extra point. Let's go to the studio for this Reese Davis update.
Time for an update from the Mountain West Conference. The Falcons hammer that running game and score a touchdown.
Mitchell has the ball all teed up, and he's ready to kick this one off. And they can forget about returning this one. The quarterback leads the team out on the field for the first drive. Tailback brought down for a loss.
Good job by the defense to overpower the offensive line and drop the back for a loss.
From their own 24-yard line. Second down. Caught, and he's hit immediately. Well, the defense stood tall there.
Boy, the defense did what they had to do to get 3 and out and now get the offense back on the field.
Walker back deep to return. There's a punt, and it's a line drive.
46-yard punt.
The offense ready for the first play of this drive. They moved the ball extremely well on their last possession on their way to the end zone.
And it was a really nice drive, too, Brad. The quarterback got into a nice rhythm, did a good job of picking apart the defense.
Fumble. Picks up the fumble.
That's a big break for this defense.
You know, this offense just can't afford to be getting hit with the turnover bug. They need to hold on to the football.
You never like to have to play from behind, but a deficit this manageable shouldn't be in the front of their minds. They just need to go out there and play. Lets it fly. And he hauls that one in. He's tackled at the 9-yard line. So on first down, they go to the air and pick up huge yardage.
Well, that was just a well-executed play. They picked a perfect time to stretch the defense with a passing play, and it worked.
It's first down, and they'll be looking for 6 points here. And they get nice yardage on that run. Jackson picks up 5 with the carry.
That brings him second and goal.
Quick strike, and he drops it.
Rodgers, your intended receiver on the play. That makes it third and goal.
So it's third down, but the offense is only 4 yards away from evening this game up.
Let's go. Black 98.
Good outside run there. Jackson gains about 4 yards on the play.
That brings us fourth and goal.
A short yardage defense here. Touchdown, Kentucky! The extra point to tie this game up. He makes the PAT.
Let's get the latest now from Reese Davis. Time to check in on a little Mountain West action. The Wolfpack comes away with the victory by 6. In another game, the Orange came into the game ranked 14th. Where do they go from here? And for Syracuse, their winning streak reaches 5. Syracuse finishes it off 31-24.
Thanks, Reese. We're tied at 7 in this one. Kentucky to kick. Nice kick, plenty of distance. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. A fumble ended this offense's last drive. Let's see as they come out on the field what they'll do this time around.
Sometimes when you lose the football, you start to focus a little bit more. So a turnover can actually work out in your favor.
It's on the ground. He picks it up. Brought down around the 37-yard line. That's a pretty big mistake, and this offense will lose possession of the football.
Sloppy job by the ball carrier. First and foremost, you should always be concerned about the ball.
They've got to play with some focus and smarts here. They don't want to make a mistake and suddenly find themselves trailing. He gets sacked on the play.
That's a loss of 8 yards. That'll make it 2nd and long.
So the sack makes this a 2nd and long. Strike to his receiver, no good. And there wasn't anyone in the vicinity.
I think the ball just slipped out on him.
That'll bring up 3rd and long.
Lets it fly. Tipped away.
I love to see a confident quarterback, but you don't want to just go back there and put blind faith into your throws. You need a little bit more time to evaluate the coverage before you release the football.
He'll try to change the field position and especially not get it to the end zone. He punts this one high in the air. Room around the corner. He gets hit out of bounds around the 24-yard line. And so far, it's been totally even. In close games like this, every possession is likely to matter. Gets it out quickly, and he's taken down around the 28-yard line. They get 4 yards on that pass play.
He took what the defense gave him that time, which is okay. It keeps the yards to go a little bit more manageable.
It's 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Ball on their own 28. He's going to try and scramble. They'll bring him down at the 29. Stays in bounds and made a nice catch.
A quarterback's best friend is a receiver he can count on to catch the ball every time he drops back to pass.
So the referee initially calls it a catch, but we'll get a second look at it here and determine if he was in bounds when he hauled it in.
And that play happened so fast that it was very tough to tell if he was able to get a foot down or not.
To review the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the call on the field stands. The ball pops free. And they fall on the loose ball. Nice run there. Missouri's really excited to watch this guy grow with this defense. That was his first tackle, but I guarantee you he's got hundreds more coming. I don't think either team has a clear advantage so far. Let's see if they can make some plays and get a little separation.
This quarterback is tough as nails, Brad. He's going to sit in that pocket and give himself a chance. The only problem is, at some point, you've got to have a feel, almost that sixth sense on when to get out of there and avoid the pressure, or just to throw the ball before you get hit.
From the 38-yard line, it's second down. And he's tackled at about the 27-yard line.
It's great when a running attack comes through for the first down like this. It makes an offense so much more versatile.
Makes it to the 17. First and 10. Ball on the 17. Quick throw, tight end, touchdown. Kentucky up 6. And he hits the PAT. A 4-play, 38-yard drive. And it's good for 7 points. So the score now, 14-7. Campbell looks ready to kick this one off. He sends this one deep. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. And while they are behind, they know they can knot things up in a heartbeat. It's way too early to change your game plan. There's a strike complete. He's knocked out of bounds on the 26-yard line. Second and 9. Ball on the 26. He's scrambling. It's a fumble. It's picked up. He's taken down at the 25.
Bro, this dude can't hold to the football.
Well, they had a lot of success on their last possession, and now they're going to start this one off with excellent field position.
It's hard to ask your defense to come out and make a stop when they're already backed up this far within their own end zone.
They bring the quarterback down. And that'll do it. Very good first quarter of action. Kentucky's lead is a touchdown. And we're back for more action here in quarter number 2. Kentucky is up by a touchdown. 24-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 12 yards. Third down.
Third down, and they need to get it to the 15. Stays in bounds to make a nice catch.
This passing game can be very effective if you don't get enough pressure on the quarterback. They use their personnel well and can be very tough to defend.
First down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line. Shows some moves, and he's in. And he converts the extra point. They line up to kick this one away. Excellent kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The offense comes out of the field, and they're hoping to avoid the similar fate that killed their last drive.
If they can play sound football from here out and make a few plays, there's no reason they can't get back into this.
Now he shows his running ability. He's pushed out of bounds at the 40.
So you've got a guy who's not only liable to beat you with his arm, but with his legs too. That is a tough quarterback to stop.
Let's see now how the defense responds to giving up the gain on the run. Catches it, and he's punished.
Gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Got it. Complete. He's out of bounds.
Gain of 13 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
From the 21-yard line. First down. Nice run up the middle. Freeman gets about 4 yards on the play.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
He's on the run. He keeps it.
Better
Decides to
get
slide.
down. Damn.
That's good for a gain of 9 yards. That makes it 1st and goal.
It's 1st and goal, and they'd love to get into the end zone and make this a game again. Hands it to the back. Nice run, and he's brought down.
Get off the
Freeman
block.
gets 6 yards on the carry.
That brings him 2nd and goal.
So the halfback loses about 2 on the
Hammer
run.
that shit.
Here's the 8th play of the series. Touchdown, Mizzou.
BS, though.
This back has great vision, which allows him to make runs like this one we just saw.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. Missouri is lining up to kick this one off. And he got all of this one. Great kick. And they can forget about returning this one. With 1 quarter down, I really haven't seen too much separation between these two squads. Might be neck and neck the whole way. Kentucky is up 7. And they'll bring him down behind the line.
Well, I think anytime you lose yardage, it's frustrating. As a ball carrier, it's very frustrating as a play caller. Makes you a little bit more hesitant maybe to go back to a certain play. The biggest thing you want to do as an offensive coordinator is get the offense over to the sideline after the series, make sure everybody's on the same page, and then show the confidence that you still have in them despite this play, that you're going to go right back to the running back and trust that offensive line.
From their own 24-yard line, 2nd down. Got a man, watch out here. And down he goes, the 33-yard line.
That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
I think I need to reset that so it could go.
So it's 3rd down, and they've got about 2 yards to go. Jackson takes the give. Tackle made right around the 28-yard line. That was well defended by this defense.
The offensive line is so concerned with their penetrating abilities that these linebackers are able to roam free and make plays like that.
Doesn't look like he's going to have much time to get rid of this punt.
Damn it.
And he can't hang on to the ball. Signals for a fair catch. Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays. He's tackled at the 35-yard line.
Good job.
That was just smash mouth, helmet to chin football by the defensive line there. They dominated the point of attack.
2nd and 13. Ball on their own 35. Now he tries to buy some time. He'll take it himself. And they make the stop at the 46-yard line.
Spy.
3rd down.
It's 3rd down, and they're about 2 yards shy of the sticks. And he tackles him hard at the 39.
And top.
1st down.
From the 39-yard line,
11.
it's 1st down. Now he's scrambling. Brought down at the 39-yard line. Nowhere to go on the quarterback scramble. The Tigers will use their first time out of the half.
completion or a tip-off.
Fires it out. And he's taken down at about the 29-yard line. The Tigers are going to call their second timeout. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1. Catches it. He's immediately tackled behind the line. The Wildcats taking their first time out of the half. Taken back a yard.
Pretty good stand there. They weren't fooled at all by the offensive play call.
It has the distance. And he just drilled it from long range.
Oh, 2 timeouts, 15 seconds.
Mitchell ready to kick. Sends it sailing downfield. He's to the 10. Brought down at the 18.
You like that? You like that?
In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions.
What up,
They'll
Cass?
spread the field with 5 wide. That's a great tackle at the 40-yard line. Five guys will be out in the pattern as they're in the shotgun.
Great job by the
He
defense
threw that
getting
like
after that
that.
quarterback. And right now, I think they've got him with some happy feet. He appears to be a bit rattled.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line. They come out in a 5-wide set. Throws it into coverage, and it's intercepted. They'll bring him down around the 46-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Yeah, okay. Freaking.
That penalty will move him back a bit.
Yeah, with so
That
many
was a
young
pick.
guys out there, it's
Okay.
bound to happen occasionally.
Damn it.
From the 40-yard line. First down. He scrambles. Loose football. Picks up the fumble. And that's exactly what this defense was looking for.
Yeah, that fumble gives these guys some added life. Now let's see if they can capitalize
This
off
dude
of it.
came into the freaking football.
Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays. Kentucky holds a 4-point lead. He fires. Interception.
Man. What? Look
The
at
defense
this.
really cranked up the heat there. Give those guys all the credit for forcing a desperation pass.
Bullshit, dog.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on their own 41. Scrambling around. He's at midfield. And he's tackled at the 42.
Gain of 17 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
You're so bad. You know, you got 91 accuracy quarterback. I'm sure Mariota's in the 90s. And that shit happens.
On play action, he'll scramble. He's taken down at the 38-yard line. The quarterback trying to make a play.
Well, he did a nice job of getting some yards there on the scramble, but he needs to learn to slide to avoid those big hits.
From the 38-yard line, Second down. I guess he'll throw this one as far as he can and hope for a miracle. Deep pass to the end zone. Doesn't get
Holy
there.
cow.
Well, we've got a barn burner here, and at the end of the first half, Kentucky's up by 4.
They almost completed that.
Glad to have you with us in the studio for the
Yeah,
EA
so
Sports NCAA Football
I
14
don't
halftime
understand,
show
buddy.
presented by
I
Nissan.
get all getting
Innovation
them warm
that
and
excites.
crap,
Reese Davis
but
and David Pollock here completely locked
come
in
on.
on that. First half. Seemingly an avalanche of turnovers.
Very close game now as we start the second half.
UQB.
He just drills this one.
See what we can do.
He's to the 10. He's to the 20. Tackle made at the 27-yard line.
That was 6.
It's going to be interesting to see how the action shakes out in this series. The Wildcats lost one of their key guys earlier to that injury, and unfortunately, I don't think he's going to play any more football today. He sails it long. Missed it.
They got lucky on that play. That receiver was wide open, but the quarterback just missed him.
That makes it second and 10.
What's the
Second and
game?
10. Ball on the 27-yard line. Kentucky is up 4. Receivers got it on the screen. He's at midfield. Tackle around the 36-yard line. Throws complete. He's hit right away.
That makes it second and 6.
Second and 6 coming up here. Ball on the 32-yard line. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
Even though they didn't sack him, the pressure was still enough to force a bad pass. If you can get in there and disrupt the pocket, then the quarterback is going to have a tougher time getting the ball to his playmakers.
Third down now, and they need to get it to the 26. And down he goes at the 18-yard line. He's going to try and scramble. Room around the corner. Out of bounds around the 10-yard line. So it's second down and about 2 yards to go. Kentucky is up by 4. Got a man, but he's tackled back behind the line of scrimmage. Taken back 3 yards.
Really, they just had nowhere to go after the catch.
And this is the 8th play of the drive. Fires quickly to the tight end. He's got it. Touchdown.
Dart. That was his first TD pass on the year.
Yeah, Brad, you're exactly right. Offensive line did a good
That
job
was
of protecting the
Sunday, too.
quarterback. Good route by the receivers. Results, touchdown.
And he tacks on the extra point.
I think it's his
So an
first.
8-play, 73-yard drive. And they come away with 7 points.
Brad, I love these kind of drives. They're old school, grind it out and earn the yards and just rip the heart right out of that defense.
The score now, 28-17. They line up to kick this one away. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game. Got it to his man on the screen. Tackle made around the 29-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Automatic first down.
Where was that basement?
From their own 44-yard line. First down.
This guy has that
Why is
innate
the
ability to
comeback
get
on
just
the
enough distance from a
me,
defender to make a completion
computer,
possible. You don't see it
but
from every receiver,
when the
but
computer
this
on
guy's got it.
defense, it freaking eats the shit up.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 41-yard line. And they got it.
Sometimes it's just a relentless pass rush that results in a sack. That's what happened there.
Get him in there, baby.
Well, after that injury, we'll get to see the backup quarterback here. He steps out at about the 39-yard line.
As long as they're making completions and positive yards when they go to the air, then it can't be too bad of a plan.
Backup QB.
Third down now, and they need to get it down to the 31. The Tigers quarterback down there on the sideline. And Kirk, you and I talked to him earlier this week, and he is really the main cog in this offense. Doesn't look like he's that much pain right now. And they need him back on the field before this one's over. Throws it deep. Looks to a receiver. Touchdown. Walker's had high expectations since he was a high schooler, and now it looks like he's every bit as good as suggested. Congratulations to him on his first touchdown.
It's on my core awareness, I guess.
And he hits the PAT.
Jeez.
A 4-play, 70-yard drive, and it's good for 7 points. So our score, 28-24. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Excellent kick. And it sails out of the end zone for a touchback. Both these offenses stepping up and answering the bell. Who's going to blink first here?
Exactly right. I've just been impressed with the way they've been able to execute. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on them. Anytime you're feeling that the other offense can put points up on the board, there's a tendency to want to press. Neither one has done that up to this point, and right now it's going to come down to who can continue to execute, put points up.
Decent run here, right side. Second down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down. Kentucky holds a 4-point lead. They go to the ground game. Nice run to the left there. Stays in bounds to make a nice catch. From the 49-yard line, it's first down. Quick out to his receiver. And they make the stop at the 26. Excellent play as the quarterback found his receiver for a big gain.
Well, give credit here to the receiver for finding that seam and coming up with a nice gain for the offense.
He's tackled at about the 17-yard line. It's second down, and they're about 2 yards away from the sticks.
Kill. Panther 2.
And he might want it all here, and does.
Good job here by the defense. If you let this quarterback set and throw, he'll kill you all game. But they got excellent pressure on that play.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Let's go. Hey, we got
Kentucky is up 4. And he's tackled after positive yardage. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 11. Makes the catch, and the defense is all over him. They bring him down for a loss.
Get the block.
That'll bring up second and 11.
This is the 9th play of this drive.
Here we go. Green 9.
Fires quickly to the tight end. Touchdown. He makes the PAT. The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. And he got all of this one. Great
Game's a
kick.
long way from being over.
This
Just
one's
know
going to be
that.
down in the end zone for a touchback.
All right, we gotta keep chopping wood right here. We get this stop. We gotta get this stop.
Last drive ended with as good a result as you can hope for, and I'm sure they'd like to replicate that here.
This offensive coordinator's got to be feeling so good about the execution he's seeing from this quarterback and his wide receiver. Because, again, they put so much time into trying to put a plan together, and to be able to see that actually come into play makes you feel pretty good as a play caller.
That makes it first and 10.
From their own 37-yard
Second
line.
quarter,
First down.
Mike Stimpy.
Boy, was he drilled as
Come
he
on,
let go of that
dog.
football.
Yeah, he's going to feel that one tomorrow.
Come on.
That makes it second and 10.
It's gotta be quick.
He's knocked out of bounds at the 43.
Cat's got a pick.
That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
So it's 3rd down now, and they're going to need about 4. Nice run there. Good yardage and a 1st down.
Yeah, Brad, the tailback took the pitch and picked up a
Computer
few yards
told me
there
to
on
get
the
that
option.
pick. And by golly, I get it. There it is
It's caught.
again.
1st down, and he's out of
Come back.
bounds. Carpenter is the kind of impact player that every team in the country would love to have on their team. And we've seen some early film on him. Kirk and I, we looked at it. He looks legit, but we'll see if it translates to real competition. From the 37-yard line, 1st down. Little screen pass.
I think a key in being able to throw a good screen pass is
All
the
right.
quarterback selling it.
Let's
Looking
go.
downfield as if he's going to throw the ball downfield, knowing he's about to retreat and just dump it to his running back. So I think the quarterback is the key, being able to time it up, wait for that
score, baby.
pressure to get to him, and then wait to the last possible second to deliver the football to the receiver or running back.
That's 3 down and 1 to go. Kentucky's in front by 11. Back in this very pivotal 4th quarter. And he's taken down at the 25-yard line.
That's a gain of 2 on that. That makes it 2nd and 8.
Here's the 8th play of the series. And he's going to be sacked for a loss.
Brad, not only did they give up a sack here, but their quarterback just got hit and hit hard. If I'm an offensive coordinator, or especially an offensive line coach, I'm getting a hold of my offensive line, making sure these guys are on the same page, and they've got to take more pride in taking care of their quarterback than that play right there.
And they'll look to convert here on another 3rd down. Going right to his tailback. They'll bring him down at the 15.
Hurry, like, check.
Makes the tackle at the 15-yard line. 1st down.
And this is the 10th play of the drive. And he's tackled at the 2.
He showed some excellent moves out there, more than you usually expect from a tight end. That was a big gain, and this offense keeps humming along.
Something.
It's 1st down, and they'll be looking for 6 points here. Brought down at the 4.
Personal foul. Basement. Defense.
Concentration lapse right there. The coaches will be giving them an earful for it, too.
It's 1st and goal, and they'd love to get into the end zone and make this a game again. They line up in the jumbo set. He gets rid of this one.
Brad, I just think this quarterback's got to do a much better job of being able to read that defense and make quicker decisions. And especially when the defense starts to get pressure, you've got to either get rid of that football or check it down or take off and run with it.
This is the 13th play of this drive. Touchdown, Mizzou. Missouri's been telling anybody that would listen that this kid really has what it takes to be a star. He's always going to remember that first touchdown. I'm sure he's going to have a lot more great moments for him and his family. They'll go for 2 in this situation. And they won't get the 2. It It was a 12-play, 76-yard drive, but the failed two-point conversion keeps it a 6-point score. Looks like they're ready for the kick. He sends this one deep. He's to the 10. He's to the 20. Across the 30. Across midfield. He finally goes down at the 45-yard line. Both these defensive coordinators have got to be going crazy right now. We've had 4 straight possessions in which these offenses have put points on the board. You know this is a real crucial time in the game. It could still go either way. Tackled after a decent pickup. Jackson gets about 4 yards on the play.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Second and 6. Ball on the 41.
Dog 4. Hey, kill. Let's go.
Tackle right around the 40.
Gain of 1 on the play.
Right.
That'll make it 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
Hey, kill. Back 5.
Tosses out to the tailback on the screen. He's taken down at the 23-yard
Beautiful.
line.
You know, if you use him in this offense the right way, it's almost like you have an extra wide receiver. He's that good.
From the 23-yard line, it's first down. Throws it in a hurry. Touchdown, Kentucky!
I thought that guy was going to come down. Let's get that pick. Watch it. Watch your safety come down.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. Campbell ready to kick.
Days off for a second there.
Nice kick, plenty of distance. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. The Tigers have just not been able to get that offense rolling at all today.
I think they're confused. I think it starts up front with the offensive line. They're not having the typical game that you'd expect to see from them as far as communication. I think it's affected the rest of the offense.
Well, the guys are chomping at the bit down there, waiting for the game to start back up. Nice run up the middle.
That's good for a gain of 7 yards.
The clock.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on second down. Caught, and this is going to be a first down.
Gain of 9 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
Got time, and now he might want to take off. And down he goes at the 42-yard line. So the quarterback scrambles for about a yard.
That brings up 2nd and 9.
From their own 42-yard line. Second down. He's going to try and scramble. He's wrapped up for the sack. Just under 3 to go in regulation. A little toss across the middle. He's at midfield. He's at the 40. Tackle made at the 30.
Gain of 29 on the play. First down.
I really gave that up.
Now he tries to buy some time. And he's going to come up with a sack. So that sack sets them back a little bit now. They're looking at 2nd and 13. Zips it left. And he hauls that one in. Touchdown, Tigers.
That's twice. Twice he's freaking giving up. Oh, shit.
And he tacks on the extra point. Mitchell has his kick team lined up, and he is set to kick this one off. Sends it sailing downfield. He's to the 10. Tackle at the 27. The offense now will take the field, and they hope to have the same success they had on their last drive.
You can bet this defense made some adjustments on the sideline, though. I don't know if they can stop the passing attack, but they need to at least be able to slow it down.
Good job here by the receiver to look the ball in and ensure he had possession. That's the right way to catch a pass.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 49. Just under 2 to go in the game. On the ground with the tailback. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He finally goes down at the 19.
Well, the execution of this offense has been on display here in this drive. They know what they needed to do, and that's pick up the first down, work the clock, and finish this game off. And with that first down, they may have done it.
First and 10. Let's see if they can build off that great run. And he carries the ball for a nice gain. Jackson gains about 4 yards on the play. The Tigers using their 3rd and final timeout. Here's the screen to the wideout. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Yes, sir, baby.
And he adds the extra point.
Yes, sir.
A 4-play, 73-yard drive, and they come away with a touchdown.
Boy, that is scoring in a hurry. This offense is looking more and more explosive.
Kentucky lines up for the kickoff. He really got a hold of that kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
This is my kind of game. We're getting a chance to see so many touchdowns. I just wonder if this offense can continue the flow that we've seen from the previous 3 series.
The offense ready for the first play of this drive. They moved the ball extremely well on their last possession on their way to the end zone.
This quarterback right now is in a rhythm, and a lot of that has to do with his preparation. You can see right now with the reads that he's being able to make, getting the football out of his hands, that he's feeling very, very confident in his ability to throw the football against this defense.
Less than 2 minutes in the 4th quarter. Throws it, watch out. Oh, almost had a pick. That could have been a big play for the defense.
Yeah, even though he had a good shot at picking it off, it's still a heck of a play to force the incomplete pass.
It's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 46-yard line. And he just gets rid of it.
You know, when you feel pressure like that, the worst thing you want to do is just to throw the ball into coverage. He got away with one right there. He's very fortunate. Next time, he should just throw it away out of bounds.
to him again, complete.
Reception. That's a gain of 11 on the play. That makes it first and 10.
He chucks it downfield. He's tackled around the 1-yard line.
Should have kept running. Should have kept running. Should have kept running.
Two-score game, and they can cut that down here if they can get this one in the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri! And he hits the PAT. So a 6-play, 76-yard drive, and they put up 7 points.
I think the big thing there, Brad, is that they were able to execute the passing game. When you can get big plays and great execution, obviously you can move the ball down the field.
They'll bring him down at the 47. Wow, what a fourth quarter, Kirk. Both these teams are scoring at will.
Can either one of these defenses come up with a stop? Just make a play. Otherwise, it's going to come down to who has the ball.
Late in the fourth quarter in a one-possession game, and poise is what it's all about here. Who's going to have it and who won't? Under a minute left. Nothing more demoralizing for a defense than seeing the opposing quarterback take a knee. Second down, about 12 yards to go. Ball on the 49. Favorite play in football of your quarterback. Take a knee. That's the end of the ball game, and our final score in this one: Kentucky 49, Missouri 44.
Missouri 44.
For EA Sports and Kirk Herbstreit, this is Brad Nessler saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
What the frick are we doing? Oh, quarter. Are you kidding? Alright, we're about to get ready for bed. Whew.